So I wanted to share our creative raft that we've been working on. Thought it was cool enough that I actually uploaded my first video to YouTube, or hopefully, we'll see. So we kind of start here on the main deck, and we have the garden, and I realize, and you'll see, that this fantastical raft, it's designed to have like a crew of 20, and then we actually have lodging for, man, 20 more. So definitely for sustainability, this would have to be much larger. We first created this raft because we were trying to figure out the mechanics behind some of these devices, and these actually do work on this entire garden, which is crazy, but really neat. So, move up here. I guess first the brig. Thought the brig was really fascinating. I don't know, I just really wanted to make it. Figured a ship needs a brig, right? But figured if you put somebody in here without tools, put up a wall, technically they can't get out, and you can still reach this chest and put in food and water for them to survive. Kind of neat. Playing around with the color schemes too. I know the color's kind of weird for rafts, just because it bleeds through both sides, but it's still kind of neat. So we go into the barracks. This is where we have room for 20 people. All the names: Brad, also Brad. Shit, you're not Brad. But all the rooms for the officers, for all the different various decks and compartments. And then, as I was making this, we wanted to make it higher, so we absorbed a deck, and we didn't want to modify the deck above this, which where the animals is, and where the animals are. And so we kind of absorbed it, and then we had this like weird one space. And I was trying to figure out how to use it, and I thought it was kind of clever, but utilize this one layer here for the crew, have a bed, storage, nameplate, and it works out pretty well. Although functionally, if you get in the bed and then get out, you actually teleport through the ceiling. So definitely not designed with that in mind. Yeah, storage, etc. Another room here. Go up here, like I said before, the animal deck. Set these up so all the grass is watered, or at least most of it. But it's hard to tell because the animals never consume the grass in creative mode, so sometimes a little difficult to gauge that, but haven't named any of these. And then we move over to the other side of the ship. When we first created this, it was actually a symmetrical ship without the center tower, and we just kind of start tacking on expansions and additional things. So we have the grove, trees, honey, then water storage for this area, and then we go down and we get to the kitchen. Kitchen's very neat too. Navigation, never use that here. Bowls, fish, all these organized and structured. Again, I don't know if this would have to be expanded to be realistic, but I think in theory it could keep up with everyone on the ship if it was a fully manned ship. Little dining hall here, officer eating, a piano of course, because you can't not have that in a classy dining hall. And then move down here, and then we have the biofuel storage. Tons of tanks in here. It does last a good long time when the engines are operational. Nice, I don't know if I could fix that yet. Had to run this pipe out there. Battery charger, purification, and this one thing actually connects to the entire ship. Would that actually suffice with everything? I don't know, but it's how we have it set up right now. Then we have the biofuel creation. Again, I don't know if 6 would keep up. Maybe. I don't know. It's kind of hard to... All my survival rafts haven't been nearly this big, although they have been large. It's difficult to tell. I think most I've really had is 1 or 2 biofuel makers. And then furnaces. I feel like I still want to tack on something to the ship on the raft for a dedicated smelting room. I haven't quite figured that out, so these are just kind of awkwardly laying around here. I don't know, I'll get to it eventually. Oh yeah, I got a little carried away with my signage. Spinny wheel thingy engine. And then we move back up to the second deck, where is the first access to... We've been working on this for a little while. The hotel, which we thought would be kind of a neat add-on for this city raft, trying to emulate some kind of economy vacancy, but of course, no hookers. Get that raft joke. Nope, just me. No. Move up here, and then these are the only completely finished kind of executive rooms. Try to fill it as much as we can with the decorations that they have available. And then this is the largest suite, I believe. And then these last two are actually just clones of each other. Still pretty cool. Entrance to the Grove. And then this is an expansion. So originally it was just where the paint was. And then we tacked on an addition to the hotel in an attempt to make additional rooms. And they're all pretty similar sized. It's definitely not, they're not all the same. One of my intents was to create a ship trying to get out of that Minecraft syndrome of things that being too blocky and too symmetrical, so wanted to kind of make a weird, kind of obscure design, give it some character. But yeah, there's like all these rooms, and the second floor is basically a clone of that, or as close as we can get. And the third floor, we haven't finished yet. We're trying to make them like huts, and then ideally I'd like to enclose this whole thing, but I haven't really gone to that. I don't know if it's possible. I know sometimes the physics of the game are a little weird, the way parts interact, and kind of cheating the system of sorts with those angled platforms. We go back down. We can go up here. This was part of the original one, little conference room. I do wish they had more bottles and whatnot. Kind of pointless in survival, I guess, but in terms of creative, it'd be kind of neat. And then kind of have this balcony overlooking. And then we have the rooftop here, and I'll have to go into spectator mode to show you my crowning achievement. But, the hotel sign. It actually took me a little while to get that working. I had two different like lighting concepts for it. I don't know which one really works better, because the light doesn't really, there's not like exponential growth to it with more lights, so it still dims the exact same, so it's kind of hard to tell which one would be more functional. But yeah, so originally this was like, there were platforms on here going all the way across, and then once you put the beams in, you can remove them. I was so worried, because like, it's crazy, like if you remove this one wall, this whole thing would come down. So structurally, probably not the most sensible thing, but hey, you know, it worked. So who's complaining? If we go back down here to the hotel entrance, kind of at this market, got fruits and veggies, meat and milk, poor creatures, all these grills. We don't have a good destiny. Flowers and honey. I didn't know if I wanted to put a beehive here. I figured that didn't really make sense, because you're not going to go to that store. Little ladder here to reach all the things. Because, again, I don't know if I mentioned it yet, the whole ship is designed like if it wasn't survival, you know, technically, it'd be functional. You could reach every area. You could access everything. Nothing's off limits. Nothing was done, you know, we weren't creating this in spectator mode. We actually created this, you know, by hand. You know, if you discount the infinite resources, we still had to get to all the destinations manually. So, interesting. Do we have Joe Bar? Kind of had trouble spelling that out. I was trying to do the big letters. I don't know. I renamed that. But yeah, so like the bar, theater, music room. Again, kind of wish I had some more stuff to decorate with. Plants, paint, seating for all the crew. Got the stage here. I really wanted to do some kind of like entertainment factor for the Raft. Kind of assumed they'd be a necessary element. And then that kind of prep area. And then I figured that you'd have like traveling entertainers, so there's this back entrance here that leads to a dock, and kind of simulated a visiting raft here. I didn't really work on it too much. Can't imagine it's sophisticated troupe of entertainers on this thing, but who knows. And I definitely need to do a dock for the hotel. I kind of just thought about that, because, you know, how are they getting here? Swimming out from an island. And then, yeah. And what are we missing here? I think the one last thing that we created was the captain's suite here. And it's kind of neat. It is doored off. And then all this signage. In the center space here, because I was trying to do like the stairwell to go around. You have a quick access here, the ladder. And then go up here. And you do have various entrances. So like this goes to the navigation. I'm trying to put this out here where there's visibility. Definitely don't have access to every floor. To the Grove. And I think that's the last one, because this goes higher than the rest of the ship. Well, except for the hotel sign. And then, yeah, here we are. And I kind of had to cheat a little bit with the base for the captain's suite. So, it's not as large as I wanted to be, but I didn't really defy physics enough to kind of extend it out. But I thought it was good enough. But nothing too crazy. Just, I don't know where his desk is, just has a random chair there. And that'll kind of wrap around. But yeah, not too bad. That was kind of clever for creative mode. Definitely neat Raft. I was trying to do like a lighthouse, but again, like I said, light is, at least as far as I know, these torches don't, it's not like exponential growth where the light rendering, so kind of pointless. We'll see how that works out. Yeah, kind of a neat Raft, all the engines. I had to extend out. I was trying to not go behind the engines, not for any particular reason, I guess, but I put the smelter there, and then I need to expand this garden out too, because, like I said, there's no way that could keep everyone in the ship fed. But yeah, so my first YouTube upload, so sorry if it's not very good. Didn't do any editing or whatnot. Just really wanted to share this. Keep it archived for anyone who cares enough. I do like seeing the creative rafts. It's very neat. I can't imagine the amount of resources you would need to have this thing actually functional in a survival thing. So, but yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it.